Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and we are back at the Ocho, everyone's favorite drama-filled 8-unit property with 16 garages. We were here last week for the garage eviction. Showed that a couple months ago we had a squatter eviction. A month before that we had another eviction. Had police standoff. There's another stabbing. It's been so much fun here, and to think I thought this would be one of my least drama-filled properties that I've bought in a while. We have painted it, fixed it up, and done quite a bit of work to it as well. And hopefully eventually here, all the drama will stop. But here's another story from the Ocho of the tenant who disappeared. And we're gonna look at his apartment here for the first time. He's rented it since when I bought it. And we thought, you know, he was one of the best tenants in the Ocho for a long time. The squatters were right below him. And when that whole situation happened, he was super thankful and super happy we got rid of him, real helpful. And always paid rent on time, never had issues there. But then we've had some issues here lately, and didn't turn out exactly how I hoped it would, but here we are, and we'll take a look at the property. So love the likes, love the comments, love the shares. I will try to remember to put links to the other videos below. If I don't, leave a comment and remind me if you want to see those. And so this story starts out 6 weeks ago or so, and the police called us and said they hadn't heard from this tenant. His work was calling. No one had heard from him for over a week. And so I came over here, met the police, and a mental health caseworker opened up the property for them. And we were thinking the worst. We thought we were going to open it up and, you know, I might smell something, whatever. Went through it. The mental health worker came in with the police watching down there, and they wanted me to go in first. I'm like, no, it's not my job. You can go in first. That's all right. I'll just open it up for you. And so he walked through, nothing here, everything. Not everything wasn't good, but at least that was, you know, one of the worst things hadn't happened. Then a couple days later, we realized, hey, these apartments come with a storage unit and a garage. So I opened that up. Police met me again. Nothing in there. That was all clear. And so we hadn't heard anything. Then a few days later, the police or the social worker called me, said, hey, we found him. He's safe. He's okay. Thank you so much for your help. And that's all they really told me. So then he had a roommate who we had let in here too, as well, an old roommate, but she just moved out and she needed to check the mail, so we helped her do that, and then she was going to help move some of the stuff, and she was very upset when this was all going on, and her reaction to everything made us think it was the worst that could have happened too, but luckily that didn't happen. And so after all of that, the tenant called us, or maybe it's his roommate called us and said, hey, he's going to move out, he has to do some stuff, and thanks so much, you can just trash all his stuff. And we're like, ooh, like he had a lot of stuff in here, and I think I might have a video of it, but at least I have a video from last week when we had more. And I'm like, I don't think we're gonna do that. So we said, hey, you know, you can have some time to move out, or we'll just store it for him. And the roommate said, no, I'll get rid of it all, and I'll take care of it, and it'll take me like a week, and we'll get it all done. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do that. Well, of course, a few weeks passed. The stuff was still here. She kept saying she was going to move it all. That wasn't happening. And so we called and said, yeah, don't worry, you know, the story. Next day, don't worry, I'll get it. Next day, don't worry, I'll get it. And that wasn't happening. And so finally we're like, hey, you've got to get this stuff out. You know, we're in the middle of March, and lots of broken windows here. You know, we've given you weeks of free rent here. We need to get this moving. And so we came here last week, still a ton of stuff here. And then the old roommate's name was on like a box of pizza and stuff. So not the old roommate, the old tenant's name was on a box of pizza. So we think that he had been back here too. He was obviously here, and I don't know if they're just hanging out or decided got a free place to live. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, but it's a little frustrating on our part that we're trying to work with them. I mean, we were willing to store their stuff for them for a while, and then kind of took advantage of us a little bit. So finally, last week, we're like, you have to get your stuff out. You have no more time. We're just going to get rid of it. And then they finally came, got most of it. But as you can see, left some stuff here. And it's not super clean. They said they had cleaned it, but it's not amazingly clean. Not that it matters in any way, because we'll probably replace this carpet. And yeah, both the windows are broken and taped over. I don't remember that before, but could have easily been that way. And, you know, no major damage or anything crazy here, but just a situation I've never dealt with. And luckily, right, we didn't find a body or something like that here. So it could have turned out way, way worse, and we'll be okay. But everything just takes longer than you hope. And you wish you could get through vacancies and through stuff a little faster. And people would help you out a little more, but that doesn't always happen. So that's kind of the story from now. And then I just went back behind to the garages and found something interesting. I don't know for sure if that's from here, but we'll show you what we found back there too, which was even more disappointing if it is from here. Checking the laundry machines here at the Ocho, and I finally realized why we've had so many issues at the Ocho with evictions, squatters, police, all of that. It's giving me a good excuse to come over here and get my quarters. So now I don't feel bad for wasting time coming over here getting quarters, which is something I love to do. I have a reason, since I'm always over here for other drama. So there you go. It's all makes sense now. And then yeah, here's the complex quarters are in there. My kids both each own, well, one owns a washer, one owns a dryer now over there. So they're happy. And I was pretty happy too, because I talked to my son the other day about it. And I make him save half his quarters, he can spend half. And he's like, wait, you mean I can invest the money I'm saving again? Because we were talking about money. I'm like, yes, you can take the money you saved from investing and reinvest it again. And he got all excited because he didn't realize he could do that. So I guess I should have explained that better to him before, but kind of cool for him to get it himself about how that works. I'm back here by the garages. Those are the garages we rent for $250 each, and these are the garages that go with the units. And my contractor who was over here had said someone dumped a bunch of stuff behind the dumpster. And we saw a couch back here before, asked one contractor to get it, take it out for us. Thought he did, so came back here to make sure it wasn't that same couch, and it's not. It is a whole bunch of other crap. And, oh, maybe the couch is still here. But I'm really hoping this isn't the tenant who we just tried to help out a bunch and give some time to move out, and then they just dumped all their junk back here. So that's a little frustrating, but I don't know if I can see any identifiable materials here or not. So they said they cleaned out their apartment. I didn't know that meant by cleaning it out they dumped it here in the yard behind the dumpster, because that isn't how trash works. The trash guys do not come pick up everything around the dumpster. What is that guy? So I did find some stuff that would indicate this is from that apartment, which is very disappointing. And then I noticed too that the bottom handle on the apartment door is totally broken. I tried to lock it, it won't lock. You can see it's been busted off. And it was not like that before either. I think the last time I was in there, I actually had to unlock that handle. So definitely was not treated well. And so I went back. This is the video I had about a week ago. And I took that, I haven't posted it yet, when they said they were moved out, but then it turns out they weren't all the way moved out. And I think that's when the handle worked then. And so we can kind of go back and see what stuff they had in here. And before, he had way more stuff in here. When I first saw it with the police department, there was lots of stuff in here. And I don't think I took a video then, but you can see all kinds of stuff on the counters and different things. And so I was just peeking back through here to see that's a pizza box with the tenant's name on it. And that is legal in Colorado, but peeking back in here to see if we could find any of the stuff dumped out back by the trash can. And I did notice one thing in there, but I wanted to look through here again. I'm actually looking at this all for kind of the first time. This room was completely empty too when I first looked at it. So they have even more stuff in that room since when I first saw it the first time. So just strange situation and strange stuff. And I know certain things can cause people to act certain ways, and I won't, insinuate or what is going on with him, but you could possibly tell from the stuff that was in the trash and dumpster. And so in here, you could see there's a mattress, and I don't know if that's the same mattress, but there were mattresses back there. There were boxes of stuff back there. I didn't see any shoe boxes. He was a runner, so we had tons of running stuff. And again, I think a lot of the stuff was put in the storage unit in the garage at this point. And then his roommate had tried to sell a bunch of that stuff. And then I'm guessing just whatever stuff she couldn't sell and get rid of, they just dumped in the trash. But they didn't really make it in the trash. It just went behind the trash. So that's fun and an interesting story to add to the Ocho. So we will go through, do a light remodel on this one, get it back on the market to rent, and go from there. We do have one of the units rented now that we've been trying to rent for a while. We have some other tenants who I think we're going to submit an application for another one. We'll see how that goes. We just listed the garage that was vacant from the eviction for rent too. So hopefully, once we get all these rented and the property stabilized, then maybe we'll put it up for sale, go from there. All right. Love all the comments. Love the reactions to the Ocho. Love seeing new subscribers as well. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, if you haven't seen our videos before, the Ocho's had a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'll try to link to all those videos below. Evictions, squatters, all kinds of stuff. I tend to buy some properties that have some craziness going on. Most of the time, it is the inherited tenants which cause us problems. Once in a while, it's tenants we place, but we try and place good tenants, take our time doing that. And this was an inherited tenant again, although we thought this tenant may have been a decent one and was decent the entire time up until the last 6 weeks or so. So hopefully he does okay. Hopefully he's able to move on, and then we can get this remodeled, taken care of, go from there on our end, and eventually we'll stop having Ocho stories because we won't have this property anymore. All right, take care. Be back soon.